Takes a while to set up. Okay. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome to That's a Thing podcast. It is episode 0.28. It is Friday, July the 5th. I hope all you lovely people had a wonderful holiday yesterday. I know you thought that it would be just me, true or false, this week. But I have a special guest with me.
It's me, Jenny Alexander.
Do you have a dumb internet name you go by?
Nope.
Good. Yeah, so sorry, Kevin. Hopefully you're listening to this. Jenny doesn't have a Twitter that you can tag in the video description. If this is even on your channel, it might be under mine again. I don't know. But, Jenny, what's it like to be on a podcast?
It's pretty cool so far. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. Just kind of talking like I normally would, just chilling in wonderful Tri-Cities, Tennessee. Looking forward to hearing this after I'm done, though.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. That goes away fast.
Well, I've still got that naive excitement, so I'm good with it.
It's about like 5 episodes in when you're like no longer excited to do them. It's about 3 episodes in where you can stand the sound of your own voice in a podcast.
That's fair. See, that's what I'm excited about, because I know that my voice sounds different out in the world than it does in my head, and so I'm excited for the opportunity to hear something other than the voice in my head.
Yeah. All right. Well, what have you been into this week, Jenny?
It's been a pretty good week. I'm kind of in between jobs, and I had an interview on Monday that I think went well. I haven't heard anything about it yet, but keep my fingers crossed. I've taken another one of my friends to see the house I'm really interested in buying. If I were to get this job, then I found like the perfect house, and I'm really excited about it. A boy told me that he liked me like a week ago, and so just been kind of experiencing that, and that's pretty fun.
You're
seems to be
taking
going
this.
well for me.
All right. Well, that's good news. You are taking this a level much more real than it has ever been before on this podcast.
You asked me
Normally, we
about my
just talk.
week.
I did. Normally, that just means what stupid nerd garbage you've been ingesting.
Well, I have actually been enjoying SDGQ a little bit, and I didn't know about that before, so that's been fun. I watched 2 Disney Channel original movies not Disney Channel original, sorry, just classic Disney movies last night.
Okay, well,
and I also watched Child's Play.
We got to unpack these as we go, Jenny. So you've just given us 3 topics that we have to somehow stretch out as much as we can.
Okay, I'm up for the challenge.
So first things first. What I also have been watching SGDQ. What are some of the ones you've seen, and which ones have you really liked?
I was really excited to watch Banjo-Tooie because I mean, we loved that game when we were kids. I loved that game when I was a kid. I think that you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I never really cared for Banjo that much.
Well, I loved it, and I loved watching people play it because I didn't do much of playing them myself. But I broke it out last week, and I started replaying it on my own, and I'm in Glitter Gulch Mine right now. So I was excited to get to see that done. And one of my friends actually turned me on to it, and like just watching speed runs. And it was interesting to watch them. Like, they only had to get 14 jiggies to beat the entire game.
Yeah, like that's the fun part about speedrunning is you don't like the whatever category they're running, but just like how broken some of these games can be.
Yeah, it was really surprising. And my friend, he was like, "Oh, did that like break your heart seeing one of your favorite games be broken like that?" And I thought, no, not really. I mean, I saw the recent Aladdin, and it didn't break my heart that it wasn't the same one from my childhood. It's just these people love this game so much, and they know it so well that they're able to, I don't know, to play it in a way that I never thought that it would be able to be played. So I loved that one.
You're very good at this process, Jay. You're letting us derail a lot, and we like that around here. Tell me about the new Aladdin, and was it as awful as I think it should be?
If you go into it with the right attitude, I think it'll be fine.
I don't want that. Okay.
Well, it's not what it was, of course. I think that they did a great job with the music. I think it's a very pretty movie. I think all the actors did a fine job. It's fine. Of course I don't love Will Smith the way that I loved Robin Williams, but I think it
Yeah.
would have been hard for anyone to fill his shoes.
Fun fact: that movie is why Robin Williams started beefing with Aladdin. The Aladdin is the reason Robin Williams started beefing with Disney. He did not want himself to be the main marketing tool of the movie. He wanted it to be the animation and Disney magic. And Disney said, no, we have major star power. We're going to use it and abuse it. Yeah, fun fact. But okay,
Yeah.
so back up another level. So, okay, that's Aladdin. Now back to Summer Games Done Quick.
I watched Perfect Dark last night.
Yeah,
And
you've always that one.
It's one of my favorites. And that was interesting, just watching how quickly he did. But again, it's not about like playing the game to the fullest and for like all the enjoyment. It's just another way of playing it, which I keep telling myself is fine. Like I wouldn't want to play it like that when I go back. I would never want to do that. But it's cool that other people can.
See, whenever I see someone break a game like that, like they only percent run it, I just think it's fascinating.
It is cool that they learn all these little tiny things they can do. Like I also watched Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And
so
I watched a bit of
did you see them do a whole lot of like Link putting something in stasis, hitting it a bunch, and then
yes.
getting hit by it and propelling himself?
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
It's funny to me every time I see him do it.
It was so cool. Just it was so cool. And then I watched a little bit of Resident Evil 2
Yeah, remake or original?
remake.
Okay. Yeah. That game, we've already talked about it at length on this very podcast. Unfortunately, you weren't there for those. But I didn't watch as much of this as I have in years gone by. And I don't know exactly why. Probably because I'm like, my schedule just doesn't really allow it this year. But the only game that really has like stood out to me this year that I saw, and I don't even remember the name of it. It looks like a NES game, maybe a Super Nintendo, somewhere in that era. And like you're playing as a kid in a hockey mask, and like you're going through all these levels that are just homages to classic horror movies.
Ooh.
Yeah, like you're in one room and a lady's chest burst and she's like just pumping out face huggers from her chest that you have to deal with.
I did finally see Alien. Okay, what was the game again?
I don't know the name of it. That's the problem is I try to look and see what they're called, but they don't always stay with me. So
That's so cool. I'm gonna have to look that up.
But was there anything else I really liked? Not really. Like I said, I just don't really remember this year. I was kind of catching it when it was on, as opposed to like previous years. I'd look at the schedule and try to block it out shows, games that I wanted to watch. But all right, now we back up another level. Okay, yeah. Now we're back to the main source. Let's see. After Summer Games Done Quick, what else did you say?
I had a job interview.
No. I don't care about. I don't care about the real life stuff. We don't want
shit.
Adults around here.
Okay.
You said, try not to swear.
Okay.
If one slips through, that's okay, but try not to.
Perfect.
And I know you said you watched Child's Play and you did something else.
I did. I watched Child's Play. I watched Mulan and Hercules last night.
Okay.
They were both. I mean, they're great. They're wonderful. Child's Play was a lot of fun.
Mulan to me has the same problem that a lot of Disney stuff nowadays has too, where like they just felt the need to add a pointless mascot character in Mushu. I'm not saying Eddie Murphy did bad at it. I'm just saying I think that it was unnecessary for the plot.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I did enjoy it.
There's also a great live action like Chinese Mulan.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
I'd be interested in
It's
that.
it's a lot different in that like she gets like a severe bout of depression and loses her will to fight there for a while, like through the movie.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, Child's Play remake. Mark Hamill is Chucky.
Yeah, it was interesting. I
Okay,
think
it's also weird to me that this is not like a direct to DVD movie, that it's actually in theaters.
well, it's got Aubrey Plaza in it.
Okay, it's still weird to me that a Child's Play movie has made it to theaters.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was kind of
High
funny.
praise.
It was kind of funny at points. I jumped a couple times, but I get into things and it's fun to let things
Yeah.
spook me sometimes.
Yeah.
There were some moments that were uh a little cringeworthy where I was just like, did they really need to do that? Really, guys? But I think in some ways they were in on the joke
Yeah.
of how ridiculous it is.
I think at this point you have to be if you're making Child's Play films.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I did like the way that they used technology.
So shout outs to Nolan. I think he's the one who told me this. If he didn't, then I'm probably making it up. But they removed the voodoo aspect of the movie.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know. I don't like that.
It was more of a programming issue.
Oh, so it's not okay. So it's
Someone
not like
still does it. It's still somebody's choice to do it. Like a
yeah.
disc, yeah. But
Okay.
I think I liked it, and I liked I just liked the technology in it. It was very now. It's a very now film.
All right. All right.
I don't know if I would recommend going to see it for anyone, but if you're someone like me who just likes silly, scary movies, I think you'll enjoy it.
You have Movie Pass.
No, I don't. And since it is summertime, I've thought about getting AMC's subscription thing, but there just isn't much out I want to see this summer.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so Netflix it. So Netflix it. Are you still there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I would. I would say Netflix it. I didn't realize you were asking me a question. I
Oh, okay. Might be.
yeah. Yeah, I would say that'd be a good choice. I wouldn't spend money to go see it. I think I spent like $5 because there were discounted tickets. My
All
standards
right.
drop on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds right.
What about you? What have you heard about this week?
Let's see. The garbage I've been into is obviously Summer Games Done Quick. We already hit that. And then real life stuff. I've started looking at apartments in Knoxville.
That's so exciting. So you're going
Yeah.
down in August?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Are you excited?
Yeah. I don't know.
You feel ready?
Yeah. I mean, the schooly bit's not a problem.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but I'm very institutionalized when it comes to school.
Oh, I love being a student. I kind of miss it myself.
No. Uh, but otherwise, let's see. Samurai Showdown came out. We talked about that some last week. Just playing it more, it is still. Some of the mechanics are weird to wrap your head around, but it's also just a very mean game. I'm not saying anything new that we didn't talk about last week, but you don't know anything about Samurai Showdown, so it's
I
hard to
don't.
talk about.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know little about current goings on.
yeah.
But one of my friends is I've talked him into replaying Kingdom Hearts. I didn't actually have to talk him into it because he really wanted to. So I've been getting to watch that just like I did when I was a kid. I get to watch someone play through Kingdom Hearts, and it's really exciting.
But like, why don't you just play through it, Ginny?
Because I would enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I would enjoy it, but I also don't mind watching other people play. Like I don't mind watching Let's Plays. And growing up, I felt like I was always watching you guys play. So I just kind of enjoy it. It's like a movie. and I'm getting to watch somebody enjoy something and see the way that they do all these things that I would probably mess up on and then really lose my patience about.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never. Okay, I can't say I've never been a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but like after the second one, I just fell off hard. Like I've never cared about any of the side games, especially I've never cared about those. But like one had me, two I played it and it wasn't anything great, and then 10 years happens, and you just kind of stop caring about a franchise.
I really didn't realize that they'd put out anything more than the first one, to be honest.
Oh, you hadn't?
No.
There's a whole trilogy and then some.
Yeah, I've heard about it now. I'm not looking up anything about the game. Usually I do that, but I kind of just want to keep being surprised by how pretty everything is.
Ooh. PS2 games still look good. Like a PS2 game had limited abilities, so like they really had to like have a good artistic sense of what they were doing making PS2 games, and I think it shows and holds up.
Speaking of older systems, I also did see the trailer for the third Luigi's Mansion game.
Oh yeah, that's okay. That's a weird segue that kind of works, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, well, I didn't play the second one. I didn't play Dark Moon, but this one looks pretty interesting. Like it looks like it would be a lot of fun. Luigi's Mansion is just another one of my favorite games.
I think it does a lot and made a lot of people fall in love with Luigi. I'm probably wrong, but I don't know that we really got a lot of character for him until those games where he finally like. Yes, he's been the main character before in other Mario games, but this is like the real deal, like his outing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember seeing a little bit of him on some of the Paper Marios.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. I'm excited about it, and I really like that it's gonna have multiplayer options because I still really love multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like in the same room multiplayer too.
Excited to be Gooigi.
Yeah, that looks so cool too. And I was excited that he still does his Mario.
It's such a good voice clip.
So cute. I'll always remember it. And I really loved all the music from Luigi's Mansion too.
Yeah. Speaking of haunted houses, now this is how you segue, Jimmy. Speaking of haunted houses, I watched this classic Japanese horror film. Yes, it is horror. It's kind of campy and surreal though, called House, which is about 7 girls who go to stay at one of their aunt's house, and it turns out that her aunt is a witch or a ghost or something and has been eating young girls to sustain herself.
Man, I hate when they do that.
Oh man, but it's got such like okay, it's 1970, so like the visual effects they don't have CG.
Yeah.
But boy howdy, are they doing some weird stuff with like cutting video and like pasting, and like it's weird and great.
They got some weird lemons and they're making some weird lemonade.
Yeah, they are. I doubt you have seen it, but if you've ever seen Frankenstein Girl versus Vampire Girl, or what was the Tentacle Girl Squad? I can't remember what the other one's called. Oh, we watched a couple a few years back, and me and Kevin had a migraine one day at Otakon, so he didn't see Vampire Girl versus Frankenstein Girl, but he did see the Tentacle Girl Squad or whatever it was called. But like I don't know, like Japanese camp is different from American camp.
Oh, I bet.
But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's an old movie, and it's not going to be brought onto any modern streaming platforms, I doubt. So if you feel like tracking it down, I'd recommend watching it, but probably be a lot of effort. Might be on the Criterion Channel streaming service.
Oh gosh, that's
Man,
kind
I
of
should
telling
really.
me something about that movie.
I don't know. The Criterion selection gets a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm starting to realize maybe not everything it gets is good,
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
but they get as far as a filtering system goes, it works for the most part. And otherwise, this week, I don't think I've really done anything.
I haven't been doing much really, but I will be soon, so I guess I should be enjoying it. I've been reading a little bit. I've been rewatching Scrubs a little bit.
Yeah. I like Scrubs.
I do too. I always like Scrubs. It'll always be one of my favorites.
Until like I don't know, I don't like the later seasons where Kelso has retired and stuff.
No, I stop at the end of season 7, and everyone always says, "But you got to watch season 8 because it's great because JD and Elliot." And I don't really need that. I didn't really need them to end up together.
Elliot are yeah.
I didn't need them to be together.
It's like the same thing with like Friends. I think Rachel should have gone to Paris.
So do I. I don't like Rachel and Ross together. They're not good for each other. There's a reason that they broke up years ago. There's a reason it didn't work out when she had Emma.
Exactly.
They just were not a good couple.
I think that is a case of pandering to the audience's demands.
Yeah. But just because you've been together for a long time doesn't mean you should continue being together.
Exactly. But Scrubs is so good. Man, did you know in season 1 they had originally planned for the janitor just to be inside JD's head?
I did know that. Yeah, I've done a lot of reading about it.
Yeah, I guess everyone falls down Scrubs TV tropes.
I like to do that with any show I'm watching. I really like to look at all the bloopers, and I like to look at all the trivia about it. And I love looking at like filming locations and casting and stuff like that.
Oh man, you go way deeper. Like I'll do that for like movies occasionally, but TV shows like I've never shown that much interest in a TV show.
I think I've got maybe like 10 or 12 that I've done that with.
Oh yeah, what are they, Jenny? Give me the top 5.
I really love Scrubs. I really love Psych. I think it's really well done. It's really funny.
Okay, going to Psych because I know Kevin likes Psych. So give me your thoughts on Psych so he has something to enjoy this podcast.
I love Psych. I think that James Roday is a wonderful actor. He's so quick, and I feel like he's being a lot of himself when he's being Sean. And I love the Gus and Sean relationship. And I like that things were more realistic with Jules too. Like when she finds out, I like the way that they dealt with all of that. I think Lassie's a great character, and he reminds me of that Disney Channel original movie, The Luck of the Irish, where he played that mean leprechaun.
Yeah. The classic everyone knows and loves.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't really like the chief. I think that the way that she speaks is so weird. Just her pacing and her diction and just the delivery of everything just sounds weird. But I love all the references to just random garbage, and I love how quick Sean is. It's awesome. I love Psych.
So like I've never watched any Psych. I understand the premise is a detective pretending to be psychic when he's not, and he's just like Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, he's very smart. He's very observant.
I'm glad you made that distinction. I don't think a lot of television shows understands there's this distinction. But
I do think that he's intelligent.
Yeah. But like, so what are the episodes I should watch if I want to get into Psych? You don't have to give me episode names. Descriptors will work.
I like the one with Camp Tiki Hama.
Or like, what are the seasons that are the high?
Season 4 is good. Okay. I like the Camp Tiki Hama one because it kind of pays homage to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
And I really like, there's one called Dual Spires, which is in one of the later seasons. That kind of does the same thing, but with Twin Peaks. I really like that one. There are some other good ones.
Fun aside, there's a great Sesame Street bit that's an homage to Twin Peaks. It is a yeah, it's like what's a it's not dinner time theater. It's I don't remember, what's the like classical TV like programming block called, the like something theater. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I wish I could help you.
I don't. Oh well, whatever. Whatever. There's a great Cookie Monster is Dale Cooper going into a diner.
Oh wow.
It's has something to like everyone in the diner is a bird, and like it's it's a pun on Twin Peaks with beaks. They're all birds with two beaks.
That sounds cute. I don't think I watched too much Sesame Street when I was growing up, though.
I didn't either, but it's I mean it's part of the cultural saturation. Everyone knows at least 3, probably 4, maybe 5 Sesame Street characters.
I would agree with that. Like I knew enough, and we had some books that were based on Sesame Street characters.
Yeah, I think I can say 5. I think everyone knows 5 Sesame Street characters.
Bert, Ernie, Big Bird.
Yeah, Bert and Ernie.
Grover.
That's you know what? Being nice, Bert and Ernie only counts as 1. Big Elmo, Cookie Monster, and Oscar the Grouch.
And Grover.
Yeah, and then Grover counts too, and then
I love Grover.
Might be out. Oh, the Snuffleupagus?
Snuffleupagus?
Snuffleupagus, thank you. I think I said the one from like Craig McCracken, Jindy Tartakovsky Cartoon Network shows.
Yeah, you probably did.
But yeah, thank you.
I can't remember what we had branched off from to get to that.
We were going on psych. You were telling me you liked the Twin Peaks and the Camp Crystal Lake homage episodes.
Those are 2 of the best ones. I think the one right after Jules finds out that he is not truly psychic, I think that one did a really good job too. Just because it has like 2 different storylines, and I really like the way that it's written. Sorry, one of my friends is attacking me.
Oh, okay.
But I am still.
Say hi to the podcast, Jenny's friend.
He just threw some leaves at me and ran away.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was. But I've also really gotten into Boy Meets World. I've always liked that one. Obviously, The Office and Parks and Recreation are included. I love Community. I love Murder, She Wrote.
So The Office, I avoided when it first came out. I just do not like Steve Carell. Since then, I've come around to say Steve Carell can be funny if someone actually funny is there for him to play off of. I don't think he's funny on his own. But I have started catching some of The Office. You know what? It actually is pretty good.
I've enjoyed it. I've watched it a couple times through. It's one of my favorites. I just enjoy it, and I really like the characters. Wait, a lot of people hate Michael.
Is Michael Steve Carell?
Yeah. And a lot of people like really, really hate his character, but I like Michael. I can understand why he's being the way that he is.
I don't understand how you can hate him when he's like obviously written like to be humorous through his incompetence. Like,
a lot of people say that they just make him he makes them too uncomfortable.
Okay, whatever. I don't. Are these okay? Sure, whatever.
A lot of people. I'm not one of them, obviously.
I can't understand that. It's like missing the entire point of the character.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Sure. Okay. Sure. But you said you've watched it through multiple times?
Yeah.
Like you just start episode 1 and watch it all the way through, and then like a few years later you hit episode 1 again and go the whole way through?
Exactly.
I have never done that with any television show. That is more than one season.
But have you rewatched different movies?
Not that often.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. Like, I don't do a whole lot of rewatching. Something has to be exceptionally good in some way for me to rewatch it.
I'm kind of a creature of habit. And if I like really like the characters, it's nice to go back and get to watch their stories again. I enjoy it. And it always kind of means something different to me based on where I am in my life. So
I don't know. I'm of the opinion that there's like too much good media out there and being produced where like I already can't get through all of it. So I don't really have time as it is to like rewatch something unless it really deserves it.
that makes sense. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
So, oh, sorry, I had to yawn.
No, I do too.
Oh man. Oh, wow. So wait, are you telling me yawns are contagious through a phone?
I'm not saying that. I just said that I yawned too.
Fascinating if true.
Yeah.
You're listening to this and you also yawned. Let us know in the comments below. It's called engagement.
Let us know how intense your yawn was too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's called engagement. You gotta do that when you're an influencer.
I agree, guys. I do want to thank all of my first time listeners for whatever reason you've chosen to not turn it off when you heard that I was the guest, and I appreciate that.
All right. That is high praise.
Mm.
That is sincere.
I'm sincere
Okay.
because I care.
Ooh. Turning a flubbed word into a rhyme. That is powerful podcast.
I'm here for you, man.
All right. Well, you are ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We'll just say later days and we'll kill it.
Later days.
Later days.